Mic check, mic check, mic check, check. 1, 2, mic check. I'm running a smidge bit behind here. I'm still here at 9 o'clock, though. I went 9 o'clock, live 9 o'clock on my computer. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I saw. Oh, no. Oh, boy. BP Hero Podcast, Season 6, Episode 37. I was going to have a guest on tonight, but it looks like my Discord has 19,000 updates to download. That is less than convenient. Oh, there it goes. What's up, Adam? How you doing, man? Oh, my God. Cover your ears. Oh, okay. That's not too bad. Oh, I see why. There. Yeah, Snacks, I'm trying. My Discord is not cooperating, but I think I got it going now. So we should be... Video... Hello? How's everybody doing tonight? I think I've already asked that question. So I'm trying to get everything going at once here. I didn't spare me enough time to get all this going, I guess. Did anybody watch softball from this past weekend? What an eventful weekend, I must say.
Hello?
There. Do you hear that? Hello?
There he is.
Yeah, what's up?
I couldn't feel my phone vibrating, which was weird.
Yeah, Discord does some weird stuff. Dude, I had 17 updates to download on Discord.
Yeah, it just popped a bunch of them up and then kicked me out of the call.
Did it really?
Yeah.
That's handy.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. So we're podcasting. We ended up getting my friend Grumpysnacks on the chat here.
Hey, no league today.
Yeah, no league. So when is league over? You got what, a bye week this week, and then
Playoffs are supposed to start next week.
what seed are you guys? 1 seed, right?
Do it?
1 seed?
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
The answer is yes.
I think so.
If you don't know, you say yes.
We may have lost one game. I'll
Yeah.
pay attention to that.
Brian Calderon said he's in the playoffs for co-ed tonight. Okay.
Good luck.
I do miss me some good yeah, of course, good luck. Got to throw that out there. I do miss me some good co-ed league. I say that, but every time I end up getting all mad and stomping away, pissed off, and Gabe says, "Don't ever call me to play co-ed league again." Every time.
Don't call me.
His famous line is, "If you need me, call me, but don't call me." Oh, Brian says the guys got to use wood bats. Now that's a twist.
Oh, I heard about that. Somebody mentioned they have a league like that too. That's interesting.
I wouldn't hate that. I mean, keeps the guys from just absolutely obliterating the girls with a softball.
Yeah, or you can make them make it a little bit better and make guys swing single wall.
Wonder what that's a good. Like, I wonder what would be worse, a single wall or
a wood bat.
A wood bat, yeah.
I guess it depends on the weather of the ball.
I think the big. I don't know. It's like what is good with a single wall bat? I mean, anything.
Yeah, 52s are all right with that.
Well, other than if 52s are good with anything.
True. He said Matthew said he'd take wood over a single wall. Interesting. Yeah.
I mean, I think I would too, personally.
Yeah, wood's a little bit less forgiving, but you probably get a better performance.
Sure. Yeah, and Brian says they do use 52s. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, our co-ed league for spring got rid of the 11-inch ball for the girls, so we had to all swing. We all had to hit the 12-inch, which was fine with me, obviously. But I thought it was an interesting move. A lot of the girls were complaining.
why was that?
I don't know. I don't know the reason why they decided to do that, but a bunch of the girls did not like that because a couple of their hits would drop or would get through the infield a little bit faster. They thought rather than the 12-inch ball.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's always been an annoyance thing to me. Like, why even make the girls hit the 12-inch ball? Like, give them the option, because like some girls, like my wife, that's all she plays with. Oh my God, here we go. That's all she plays with is 12-inch balls. Oh.
Lucky girl.
Yeah. All she plays with is Optic Yellow men's regulation softballs. So
you got to be very specific. But we're playing on a small field, so like we had a girl burn a couple of our outfielders on a 265 left field. Sorry, really? 245 left field. Yeah.
Wow.
265 in right field. It's a very odd field, but they usually only do for co-ed or men's in the league, and it's doubles over the fence in left and right. Center field is home runs, which I didn't like because it kind of promoted hitting middle.
Yeah, I can see where that would kind of create a controversial thing. Mm-hmm. So we played co-ed league at this one little town called Fayette. It's where Brad's from. Or not where Brad's from, where Brad works at. And that's where he plays a lot of his league at. No kidding. It's like 190 down the right field line. And if, like Brad lives down the right field line, so.
This is a little league field?
Dude, it's crazy. It's podunk AF. I mean, it's a college town. It's a kid's ball field that they play slow pitch on. But it's like 270 in left center, but it's like 190 in right field. It's crazy.
Well, make them hit clinchers.
Yuck.
I thought about that as a fundraising thing one time, running the nights. I was like, we should do a clincher tournament, like a Chicago-style tournament. See, or wiffle ball. There was like those are the two options.
Wiffle ball would be good.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So let's see, real quick. Have I sent you the most? I don't think I have. So I've been up to something.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I'm not real sure how. No, I know I haven't. So let me get it pulled up somewhere. So I've been doing something a little unorthodox, and it's probably going to cost me. But I've been doing some golfing.
MLW.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. What's Mike Reyes? What's MLW? Major League Wiffle Ball?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't even think about that.
There you go. Major League Wiffle Ball. Yeah. I haven't seen that. I take that back. I've seen clips here and there on like TikTok and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's it.
Like a blitzball tournament, that'd be fun.
The blitzball would be fun. Or it's got this whole thing with the golf scrambles, and is it going to play the whole thing? You're going to want to pull up the feed here if you haven't already.
I do. I have it on the TV.
Okay.
That's how I can see the chat.
Okay. Oh, it's not going to show
no
it,
audio, though.
Oh, man.
Oh, I see it.
It doesn't show the whole thing.
Golf shirts.
Yeah. It doesn't show the whole thing.
We're just heading into a cornfield.
So,
boy,
yeah.
The wind-up, man.
Oh, yeah.
Boy,
yeah.
I've seen a better hit shot on Charles Barkley.
Hey, man, listen. I never claimed to be a golfer. So here's what got me started. So it was a bunch of us, like the old Sonic guys, were like, we should get together and go golfing and do something different other than softball. Mm-hmm. And that was on a Sunday. And, dude, my sides hurt the next day. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it was from golfing. I'm pretty sure it was from laughing. No. I'm pretty sure it was from laughing and not golfing. I'm fucking terrible at golf. I think we had that much fun laughing at each other.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it skates hit probably the longest drive of the day, believe it or not.
No, I absolutely believe it.
His first one he shanked about 30 yards into the trees, and his next one went about 360 yards. I obviously exaggerating, but looked like 360 yards, like just straight as an arrow. Like I don't know how you managed to do that. But it was so much fun. I was like, man, we should do this more often. Like you get away, you golf for 2-3 hours, and you go back home. You know, your whole day's not gone. You get to hang out with the guys. So the next day, I'm like, we're going to do this again in a month. And we're like, yeah, okay. So the next day, I'm at Play It Again Sports shopping for drivers. I get home and I get this thing. It was my first shot with it. I was so excited. And then I just like roasted it into the cornfield on the ground. Had I not just mowed my grass, you could see a path where the ball went.
Q says you Tony Wales did.
Oh, no. No, I did not Tony Wales did. Oh, well, Skates did, yeah. Skates is... Yeah, so Tony Wales, if you guys don't know, is if anybody in the chat doesn't personally know my man Tony, he is notoriously known for swinging and missing, and then will hit the longest ball you've ever seen in your life.
He just needs to connect.
Oh, dude. And it's so funny because his daughter hit her first varsity home run this year. And
nice.
What did she do the swing before? She swung and missed. Did she fucking
Wales
spank?
Family trait.
Ooh, excuse me. I don't mind a few words, but I kind of let that one fly. So she freaking spanked that ball. I mean, she hit it really well. But it's so funny. I ended up ordering some golf balls too. Like I'm full in on this golf thing all of a sudden. I don't know why.
Golf is fun. I'll tell you one trick. I wouldn't say it's a trick. It's a number one rule when golfing. Always leave the course with more balls than you came with. So if you shank things and you got to go find your ball, look for other balls and take them.
So Q's got the life hack with this thing here. Dude, this golf ball, he's using some red golf balls, and dude, I swear, they're so bright, like you can't even look at them. They just like you look at it and look away and you see spots. Like I don't know how a golf ball can be that bright, but it is. But that's what he uses to tee off with. So if he shanks it, he can still find it. I mean, dude, you hit it in the woods. I mean, Mother Nature's throwing that thing back.
Yeah, we'll color them balls, son.
You're right. Yeah, that's no lie. He says they're matte colored. Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's crazy though. I got me some crazy colored softballs too. You can never have, or softballs, golf balls, and I guess we're gonna try to go again on Friday. So Lord help us all. Yes, Jeffrey, I do believe Qs are the Callaways. I'm sure he'll answer you.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I got. Do you golf at all, Snacks?
I haven't been golfing in a while, but it's fun. I do like to golf. There's
clubs?
A couple courses around here. Yeah, I do. I am usually the only lefty, and I'll slice it, so I end up walking the left side of the course, and I take my pitching wedge and my 6-iron, and I'll do the rest of the course that way. So I've gotten really good at putting with my pitching wedge.
Putting with the pitching wedge, I like it.
Yeah, I can't hit my driver very well. Like I hit it far and deep, and then all of a sudden it just veers off.
Yeah, that's the issue
Yes.
Gabe was having too. Who's cracking me
Yes,
up?
Q. Yeah, yes, Q. I do walk because as the only lefty, the righty takes the cart.
So, well, Q's got the cheat code. He's got his own golf cart, so he doesn't have to pay for one when he goes and rents it.
Oh, nice.
When he goes and golfs, he's got his own. But here's what I'm thinking. Actually, me and Gabe were just giggling and laughing about this the other day. But maybe this could be a thing. Maybe from Kirksville to the airport in St. Louis, we can fly there for $30.
Is it really only $30?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's what, a 45-minute drive?
Yeah, something like that.
So half the distance for $30.
But it sounds so cool to say, oh yeah, I flew to St. Louis to play golf today. Everybody's like, whoa, where are you from? Columbia. So we fly in from Kirksville, take our clubs as carry-ons. You come and get us. We go shoot around, and you drop us off at the airport. I mean, there's worse ideas. Oh, there's definitely worse ideas. I mean, one of the worst ideas I had ended up losing me my 4- and 5-iron golf clubs. I don't know where those went. I think those I'm pretty sure what happened is I had a few too many sodas, and I left my 4-iron somewhere, and then I went to use my 4-iron and I didn't have it, so I used my 5-iron, and then I left it somewhere too.
That's not good.
No. But
you only need a 6-iron anyway.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, it all goes 10 miles in the air for me. I don't know why.
Yeah, you don't need them.
Nah.
My 6-iron is my best club.
So I did some pretty good work with the short game with a little bit of pitching, a little bit of putting and stuff. I'm surprised that Jeremy.
I am definitely better with the short game. The driving's the hard part.
Yeah. If I could just play, we scrambled on Sunday. If I could just play someone else's drive, I'm money.
Absolutely, I agree.
So Brian wants to know. We're gonna try and get back on the topic of softball here. Brian wants to know: did we decide to game the Lady Jenny? I never had the Lady Jenny. I did have the Jenny. I don't believe it was the Lady Jenny. I think it was the blue and yellow one. I don't think that was the Lady Jenny. I think Lady Jenny was a different color, right? Didn't end up gaming either one of those. I'm still gaming the Psycho. I think it's got to be about ready to break, I think.
So I saw a picture of the Lady Jenny. So is the concept behind it just like the Mercy that DeMarini put out?
I believe so, yes.
Just a lighter balance or lighter promoted for the women bat?
Correct.
Gotcha.
Makes sense. My understanding to it. I mean, if it's something that's marketable, I mean, sell it, I mean, the Mercy sold very well for a very long time.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. It was a good bat. Yeah,
and then I think the inner barrel technology bats, I'll just say that, ended up taking over. And, kind of the traditional linear bats, just like standard technology are kind of overlooked. But, dude, they're still good.
Yes, they are.
So I got a guy, he played with Home Runs for Heroes. His name is Reed. He's a friend of ours. He's big into the monsters. He's got a couple different monsters. And he bought a 16 Juggy. Is the 16 Juggy the black one that says OG on the barrel, right?
Or is that the silver one?
Nah, it was the year after the silver one. Because the silver one was kind of blah.
Yeah, I think the one after the silver was the OG.
Yeah. So he bought one of those like really, really cheap. And it hit like 105 on the hit tracks he was hitting at. And that was like 3 or 4 miles an hour better than the monsters. It's just like that stuff is good. People just got to be patient breaking in is the biggest kicker of the deal.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's with any bat.
Sure. But let's see.
Yeah, the black and red OG.
Yeah. You got the right idea. So I'm gonna pull up here. I have talked to my man DW in past, and he does not mind that we share his videos a little bit on the podcast here. You got to make sure and head over to his channel and subscribe and watch all his conference content. He's got all kinds of stuff on there. Everything from basically, he does condensed games, which is basically every swing from the game put into one clip. It's pretty cool to watch that stuff. You get to take in the whole game without having to sit through the whole thing.
SW48.
Yes. So did you watch any of...
I watched the end of the Dan Smith game.
Okay, so that's what I'm getting ready to pull up here.
That's what I figured you were going with.
Yeah. So I do want to talk about this for a minute. So let's get this wound back here. I'm going to pull our screen cap over. All right, so
this was kind of going to be put into my what grinds my gears.
Oh, perfect. We can go ahead and roll right into that then.
There's a couple things happened in this tournament.
Yeah, so here's the first situation, just to kind of paint the picture because there's no scoreboard here. It is the bottom of the 7th inning, and a DW might say this. Yeah, DW might say this somewhere in here. I'm not sure, but it's the bottom of the 7th inning. Resmondo, the hitting team, is down by 1 run. There is a runner.
It was 34-33?
Yes.
Or 35-34.
34-33, I believe. Whatever it was. It was a whole bunch to a whole bunch.
Yeah, that's right.
1-run game. So there's 1 out, a runner on first, and a runner on third. Mm-hmm. And my man Bazat here.
Bazat for the tie or the win. 1 out. Runners on the corner.
Yeah, Santana's on first, Redmond's on third, or it's the other way around.
Pay attention here. I'm ahead of you a little bit.
Caught?
Dan Smith wins the game. 34-33.
Force out at first.
He left the base.
But it's not a force out. It's a timing play.
Right field line.
So
It's a timing play?
Yes.
So you're saying because Wegman scored before the force out.
correct, because it's a timing play. They can go tag him if they want to. So it's not necessarily what I would consider a force out. A force out means, to me personally, a force out means that is not necessarily the only way you can get this man out, but yes, he has to touch the base again. You can touch the bag, but it's a timing play because it is timed on the ball being caught. It's not like it's a ground ball.
So the catch, right? But the catch is the second out.
Correct. So the
then
catch is the second.
It's a force.
So to kind of catch everybody up on what's happening here, so basically the runner on first took off running. He thought there was 2 outs, so when the ball is hit,
Right.
he just takes off running.
Right.
Base
mean,
out for the tie. Or
You
the
can see
win.
my man.
One out.
He's gone. He's gone forever. The second this ball is hit, I believe you can even see him running maybe in this clip.
Swing on down the right
And
field
he's gone.
line.
So the ball is caught.
And they're going to double him off.
Now the first baseman catches the ball. Like I said, I'm a little bit ahead of you here. So first baseman catches
First
the ball
baseman catches it in front of the bag where the pitcher is standing,
in
where
front
Sanchez
of
is.
in front of the bag, and Wegman is now standing on home plate.
It doesn't look like he's quite on home plate yet. Now he is.
Yes. So now he is on home plate. The ball is in the first baseman's hand, not touching the bag. This would be no different than if if both runners had tagged up and Wegman scores before Santana gets thrown out somewhere else. This would be no different.
So here's my problem, which this is a hard angle to see, but because everything is directly in line right here.
Yeah.
But when you see the throw come in, it goes to the first baseman, who is a good couple feet in front of the bag.
Yeah.
Sanchez is standing on first. So
Correct.
look, the ball's not even at Sanchez yet.
That's right. But the first baseman should be on the bag here. He should
I
be on the
agree with
bag
that.
receiving the throw. I mean,
Oh yeah, if he
props to
receives it on
Sanchez
the
for
bag,
being
it's bang,
props
bang.
to, yeah.
He's done.
Props to Sanchez for being aware of what's going on. But it's because Matusik wasn't on the bag.
Right.
Matusik takes this throw, even if the right fielder throws this ball in and catches it and Matusik catches it on 2 hops at first base, it's done.
Dan Smith.
Because, I mean, the ball is hit.
Swing on down the right field line.
Caught. The throw in. The throw is online. The throw is online for the first baseman to at least pick it up and grab it and walk to the bag. So the second baseman has it in his hands right now. Bennett has it in his hands.
Yeah. If he throws it to Sanchez as he gets to first, Wegman's out.
Yeah, if Matusik is here to receive the throw, look at him. If Matusik is here to receive the throw, he catches that ball before Wegman touches the bag. No question.
They're going to double him off. Dan Smith wins the game. 34-33.
Matusik doesn't catch that ball right there, and it goes to the pitcher who's standing on first. It's too. The force out happens before Wegman scores.
Right.
They win the game on a catch him out, throw him out at first. All right, the game is not over.
So I thought they were gonna show all of that. So essentially, they ended up ruling Wegman safe at home to tie the game, to force this game to go into extra innings. And then I'll just let this clip play out here.
Left the base. He thought there was 2 outs. The game is over.
I don't think what happens next is controversial on the play.
No, I think it's just going to show the conclusion of Dan Smith trying to hit this inning.
All right, the game is not over. It's 34-34. The line drive.
Big John was at first, not
number
Matusik.
2, and they doubled off Santana, but it's not a force play. And Wegman scored before
I did say Matusik, didn't
he
I?
got
Yeah.
the throw to first. Wegman had scored to tie the game, so it's 34-34, 34-34 on head.
Okay, so there's 2 outs here.
Count to Nelson must be fair. 2 outs. Top of the 8th.
All right. So here's my beef with this call. Watch the bounce from the first ball. It hops up. mid thigh, a little bit below the waist. That ball hit the turf.
Full count to Nelson must be fair.
The next one.
Yeah, no one would disagree with that.
Barely bounced because it hit the plate.
So is that plate held in place?
Yes.
Count to Nelson must be fair. 2 outs. Have to be in.
I don't know. You guys swing the bat.
No argument.
That's too close to take. A tie game.
34-34 on head. Full count to Nelson must be fair. 2 outs. Have to be in.
I feel like umpires nowadays are too afraid to punch people out.
He clearly wasn't there. Now, this is one thing I do disagree with. They're yelling at him. Understand this is a big moment in this game. This is the entire year they've been playing for in a nutshell right here.
Yeah, but he's not going to change the call.
No, he's not going to change his mind. That's why I never understood and will never understand yelling at
Sorry,
umpires.
guys, you've been yelling at me. You know what? Maybe I was wrong.
Yeah. Hey, you're right. Let me ask for some help. Hey, guys, was that a strike? I mean, no, that's not going to happen. I've only seen that happen one time, and it's because my wife sweet-talked the umpire at league into giving her another strike.
Yeah.
But
he flashes the rule at the end of this, and it was too fast for me to read it. I don't know if he wanted to go to that.
Yes, this is good.
He does post it.
Yeah, so it says the home plate shall be made of rubber or other suitable materials. It shall be a 5-sided figure, 17 inches across, blah, 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 blah. The sides of the plate from the rear corner along with the baseline shall be 12 inches long, completely set within the baseline, form a 90-degree angle, pointing towards the catcher. The home plate is always part of fair territory. The black border that outlines the plate is not to be considered home plate.
Right.
That's where the gray area begins.
I don't think that's a gray area at all. So how many times, and especially for him, the player here, how many times have you had it happen where a pitch comes in and it hits 50-50? It's hitting dirt, it's hitting the black. Unless it's a loud, audible plate sound, you're usually going to get a strike call.
But there's so much gray area around.
I understand that. You got to swing.
No, okay, yeah, okay. Back to that. There's two different situations here. One, go take the throw at first, and 2, swing the bat. But that man is at that level playing softball at a level that I would never dream of being at. So it's easy for me to sit here on a podcast with 20 people watching me and be critical of it,
Right.
So,
we aren't there. We can't hear if it was an audible sound at the plate.
Correct.
Even though some people will speculate that they can hear that in the audio. I honestly wasn't listening for it. I just looked where it landed, and it looked like it landed on turf. I
mean, it obviously got some turf, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So that's like playing mat ball. So the big deal with if anybody in the chat has played, I know I got some locals here, have played mat ball in Columbia, the mat is taller than the plate, and they push the mat right up to. You played Show Me games. You saw it too.
I know what you mean.
The mat is taller than the plate, and they push it all the way up to the plate. So the ball, in theory, hits the mat before it hits the plate because it is so tall.
Right.
That they're calling those strikes when it's banging off the not the middle of the plate, but if that mat wasn't there, that ball would be a plate ball, no question. So that's a whole different deal in itself. But what I'm talking about right here is the black that outlines the plate is not considered to be home plate. There have been people for years.
If it hit the plate at all, in this instance, if it hit any part of the plate, it was the black. So, and the rule says it's not considered home plate.
Right. So
I don't think it hit anything other than black and turf.
But did that umpire know that? Because so many people, I've seen umpires say the black is part of the plate, the black is not part of the plate.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. That's a gray area thing, and it's kind of those oddball rules that you never see come up unless you're in this situation. We wouldn't be talking about it, if this didn't happen.
True, but a conference ump, I would hope, would know that.
I mean, that is true. I mean, this guy gets paid who knows how much a year. to.
But bottom line, too close to take.
Oh, too close to take 100%. Swing a proton, one of the better 240s out there, in my opinion. Swing away,
Take
big
that
dog.
the other way. It's outside. Take it away. Take it the other way.
Yeah, well, you're playing at Vieira, so the wind is blowing to right field anyway. Lift that thing out of there. I mean, you can't tell me that man can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So what?
Conference umpires have day jobs.
So I mean, and they do. A lot of them do, honestly.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're still getting paid very well to do that, and I think most of them do a great job, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see. I'm getting caught up with the chat here, just real quick.
I always say don't leave it in the ump's hands.
Hang on. Sorry, I had to cough. So yeah, that's the big takeaway, and that's what I always tell people. Oh, Blue screwed us over. The umpire blew the call, or he called a terrible game, and like, how many runs did you lose by? 3. Okay.
Right.
And here's the big thing. Okay, what grinds my gears? I'll let you go in a minute. What grinds my gears? A guy can show up to a ball tournament. He can get 3 hits out of 12 at bats. He can have 2 or 3 errors in the field. So he's clearly made multiple mistakes on the day, right? But the one call that the umpire misses.
Oh, it's all the game's on him.
He wants to criticize the guy that missed one call in the game.
It absolves him of everything that he did wrong that day.
Yeah, this man made. Assuming you got to play a whole game, going 3 for 12 with 3 errors,
right,
on the day. If you got to play a full game, then that umpire made 27 out calls, and who knows how many ball and strike calls, and he missed one call, and you're going to criticize him for that when you hit 200 on the day?
Well, so it's funny. I don't know. You probably can't pull up Danny's video from 35 and Up World this past weekend, but there was it wasn't as close, and Danny was catching. So he thinks it was a ball, but I think it was a strike. Lance was pitching for us, and he threw one that was maybe it could have been considered a little deep, maybe, or a little outside, but it was like right in that area of just borderline out, just borderline deep.
Yeah.
And it was called a ball, and I thought 100% that it was a strike because this dude was like 6'4". He was pretty tall dude. So like the deep is taken out of the equation now. Now it's like, was it away? And the camera is to the left of the catcher, so it's a hard angle to see. So I kind of was like, okay, well, Danny says it was outside, but I was upset because the next thing after that, he walks. Next hitter hits 3-run home run, and now the game's a lot closer.
Can you link me that game while we're sitting here talking? If you link me the game and give me something for a timestamp, I can get it pulled up.
I'll try.
But that's my big takeaway. What grinds my gears for this segment is players blaming, we lost, we got screwed by the umpires. Okay, if it's a landslide of a game and there was multiple blown calls, I might entertain your argument. But at the end of the day, don't leave it up to the umpires. No matter the situation, don't leave it up to the umpires. If you lost in a 1-run game, that's an even more of an exception. Because if you lost in a 1-run game, I guarantee you there was a mistake made somewhere on your team's behalf that could have prevented that situation from occurring. That's my big thing with that. That's why I hate arguing with umpires. Like, you want to be mad that he called you out at first when you were running out of ground ball. Well, don't hit a ground ball. Don't hit it to that guy. Or the people that another thing that gets me, I'm taking your grinding my gears segment here. Another thing that gets me is people that yell at infielders for like turning their head. They'll do the whole turn your head, swipe your glove thing and come up with the ball and make a play on the infield to get an out. Oh, Merry Christmas. Oh, you won't do that again. Oh, on and on. Don't hit it to that guy. Especially if he's got you more than once or he's done it more than once. Chances are he's probably just really good at blind stabs.
Yep.
I mean, regardless of the situation, don't hit it to that guy. Hit it somewhere different. Get a hit. Don't keep it off the ground. Do something other than let a guy decide your fate. You decide your fate.
Absolutely.
It just drives me nuts. Drives me insane. But it was an interesting ending to that game, and then Resmondo went on an absolute tear. Did you watch those games?
No.
So Resmondo went on an absolute tear. I believe the final, to my knowledge, somebody can correct me. Like I really enjoy that. I do have a lot of people that watch these games in the chat here, so somebody can correct me. I do believe the final score of the first game was 16-4. Yeah, 16-4, 4 runs is all that Smash It was able to muster up, and then, man, the championship, the if game, I should say, really got interesting. So Resmondo comes out, hangs up a 13-run inning, and then... Oh, phone's going off. Oh, did you send that to me? Okay. Let's see. Get this pulled up so I make sure I get my numbers right here. Because I do believe... Let's see.
I usually try to watch those games after DW posts them, but I haven't had a chance to get to them yet.
Yeah, so he's I'm not sure he's done the tournament report for the World Series yet, but I always enjoy that he does those. It's like a lot of times he'll put the box scores in there. No, he has not done it yet. Oh, yeah, he did. Major World Series Day 1 recap. I don't know. So, to my knowledge, I believe it was a pretty low-scoring game. Resmondo comes out, hangs 13 runs, and then Smash It came back and answered with, I want to say none, or maybe just 1 or 2. And then a little bit of time goes by, and Resmondo rips off another 13-run inning. And basically, Resmondo keeps getting out to these big, humongous leads, and then Smash It just chips away just enough runs to stay in the game. And then I do believe it was a 22-run game going into the top of the 6th. And I got to make sure I get this right. Yes. So it was a 22-run game going into the top of the 6th. Smash It comes out. I want to say hangs a 0. And then, I'm sorry, Resmondo comes out, hangs a 0. And then Smash It comes in, puts up 11. So it's an 11-run game. And then I want to say that Resmondo hangs a 0 or puts up very few runs in the top of the 7th. So it's time to go in the bottom of the 7th. Now, all of a sudden, just because you never quit hitting, you never quit playing, you're down 22 runs, and you make this into an 11-run game after having an 11-run inning the inning before. Like, you're right there. You're in the driver's seat. Now, Smash It didn't pull through, obviously. We know Resmondo won the tournament. But it was crazy to see that they were almost down and out of that game so many times and were able to chip away, and get back into it. It was just absolutely crazy to watch. Travis Clark played out of his mind. I know you said you didn't get to see the games. Travis Clark played absolutely out of his mind. He hit the ball very well. He did make a few outs towards the end of the day, but he hit the ball well. He pitched really well. He basically just said, "Hey boys, get on my back. We're going for a ride to the championship."
Yeah, the only game we saw, I think, was the if game Saturday night.
I'm gonna talk to him.
That was after we finished our game, and I want to say Bradley Jones had just hit his 4th home run.
Oh, so what was that? I think, Josh Riley had 6 home runs in a row in that game.
Yeah.
I wanted to go back and look and see, like, how many in a row did he have, like, in the previous game? What was his streak carrying over? He had 6 home runs in a row. So it's like, all right, well, you can't pitch to him. So they walked him.
Yeah.
To pitch to KP. And KP just blew one out of the park. I mean, it was insane.
Well, his last at bat, I think he hit one through the 6 hole. So I'm like we were sitting there watching. I was like, well, I mean, I guess he hit a ground ball or a base hit rather than blowing one out. So walk the guy who hasn't missed a home run yet to hit a guy who may miss it you're just kind of playing it. But yeah, it was odd because he's known for hitting home runs. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
choose your poison. Like either any of them can hit him out. It's just I thought it was just odd that they were unlimited home runs in that game.
And the crazy thing was, at one point in the game, I didn't see the final tally, but at one point in the game, Resmondo had more home runs than Smash It had runs altogether. I mean, it's just like they couldn't miss. It was insane.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Absolutely insane. So let's see. We got this pulled up here, this play you're talking about with this pitch.
Yeah, so 4150 is the actual pitch, I believe.
Okay.
So from 4134, you can watch the whole at bat.
Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to big screen it. And we're just going to let her rip. By the way, I'm really digging these shorts here.
Inside, or well, he says over. I thought it was in. Well, damn near everybody on the field thought it was a strike. Now he's in.
Okay.
Can I get a strike? Now here's where I think it was a strike.
Ooh. What did he call on that?
He said it was deep. Deep and out.
I disagree with the outside.
Like, the camera angle's not perfect, but
No, like
it's not too high, I don't think.
I'm trying to see.
It's NSA.
Can I do the playback speed? No, I can't. Only on YouTube.
The plate, you can see here, the plate is basically at the ump shin.
I want to see the height, like, try and catch it at its peak here. We're getting super scientific.
The only thing I think is he gave the batter the benefit of the doubt because the pitcher had been a little wild at the beginning of the at bat.
So that's about the height of this pitch. That's not too high. I mean, that guy's 6 foot.
No, I don't think it's NSA. It's 6'10".
Yeah, it's a 9-foot pitch. No question, in my opinion.
And he's a tall dude.
Oh. Man, I don't know. He's up in the box. That's crossing him in a decent spot.
Yeah, I know.
I think he should count his blessings on that one. I don't think.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
I think it was a situation where he didn't want to punch anybody out. I mean, that's only about 1.5 feet beyond the plate.
That's tough. What's chat think?
Oh, over the back shoulder, but he's up in the box. I think Danny said he called it outside.
Even then, let's we're gonna get everybody involved here. Strike. There we go.
Jeremy.
What? Oh, those are
So these are post-prime washed-up softball players. Do we expect them to have a primo strike zone? When I get back to the plate, I expect nothing better than Angel Hernandez. Boy, when's he retiring? That's what I want to know.
Well, Joe West has announced his retirement. Everybody's upset about that.
Yeah, Joe West just said, "Hey, Angel, let's go. Come with me."
I got this great resort. The drinks are free.
Mm-hmm. So I believe the game, I forget what the score is at this point, but I think it becomes 9-8 at this point.
So yeah, this is oh man. That's close. That's so close.
I thought it was just tough to take.
You know what this is? You know what this situation right here is? This is exactly how John Nelson's at bat could have turned out. This is the pitch. This is the 50-50 pitch. You're either rung up or you're not. It's literally, obviously there's no between, you know, I'm being facetious, but like you have to take this pitch and know. He was confident that was a ball. I think he kind of sold that too.
Probably. Yeah, Danny and Lance both thought it was a strikeout. But so it was 9-8, and the next guy hits 3 grand slam.
I just want to watch that one more time. About the only thing I could give that, I could potentially get away with that being outside. I missed the pause button. I wasn't trying to pause it when it hits.
Yeah, he absolutely sold it. I think it was like a combination of the umpire didn't want to punch anybody out either.
Umpire didn't want to punch anybody out, and him walking to first base,
yeah,
just kind of helped. Like, you know.
Oh yeah, and Ronnie does it. Ryan does that all the time. He'll absolutely sell it and take off. So I don't know if it's worth noting the game before that this team played on this field the game before, and there was some controversy with the ball. Apparently, they had. Actually, I don't know what happened. I just know there was controversy with the ball. So there was a long wait. The game took forever to get started, which pushed us back further. And this team absolutely destroyed the team that they played during that game. So maybe they got a benefit of the doubt for how that game was handled. I don't know.
Like
it definitely wasn't deep. I agree with Adam. It had to be. I'm pretty sure Danny said it was outside.
It looked like it could have been outside. Deep, questionable.
Yeah.
But
then, next guy tattoos a grand slam.
So you said that was this the team that was hitting the illegal ball, or I guess alleged illegal ball?
I don't know which team was accused. I just know that they were involved, and
I mean, I'll never say no to hitting a Thunder advance. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I think it was a situation where we were all hitting 44 400s, but they didn't have. One of the teams didn't have the balls that had to buy from the park.
Oh, one of those deals.
Or for the tournament, right? They didn't have the icons that were bought at the from the tournament. So yeah, this guy absolutely tattoos.
Let's talk about this for a minute. Full disclaimer here. I understand these are 35 and over softball players. They're getting older. You know, as you get older, you get less flexible, you get less athletic. This is a prime example of why 220 bats are ridiculous. I mean, seriously. I mean, all he did was put a barrel through this ball.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I mean
they're 4,400 icons. They're really good balls, though.
Sure. That's what I'm saying. Like, the equipment bails you out.
And they weren't testing either.
You hit this ball. I know a lot of people don't have experience with the 240 bats yet. You take that same swing with a 240 bat, and your man in left is catching that ball. No question. Trying to get it. Too much. Too little.
Yeah.
Out on his front foot.
Yeah.
I mean, he got extended on it, but he was so out of balance. He had no low leg drive in that at all. I mean, that's literally just put the barrel through it at the right angle and watch it go. Thanks 220 bat that probably tests 180. I mean,
well, I mean, if we showed my home run through the wind.
Where is that? Is that in this game?
No, that's not this game. This is the one where I doubled down the first baseline.
I got you. Okay. So yeah, that's
which comes up in the next inning.
Oh, okay. Well, here we'll let it play. I'll mute this and let it play. So you never got a chance to tell us though. What grinds your gears?
Well, I mean, you kind of hit on all those, really.
Well, yeah, I didn't know if you had anything to add to that, or
is bitching to the umpire and thinking that they're going to change a call. If anything, that just hinders.
Oh! Look! Sorry. Coincidentally enough.
Oh, Austin's at bat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Look how high that pitch is.
That is not a strike.
No, absolutely not. It's inside.
That is not a strike.
It's way inside. Yeah, he let him know.
Yeah.
But Austin's too nice of a guy. He's not going to yell at the umpire.
No. No shot.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
But again,
Like look where the plate is. You can see the shadow of it, right
Yeah, I
where
mean-
that I guess the ump's left knee or right knee.
his heel is in line with the edge of the plate, and he's got to move out of the way with his
I
other
think
leg so it
it's
doesn't hit
actually
him.
inside. No, I think his heel is actually inside
Okay, I can see that argument. I guess the angle
because he's
kind of
not
makes it
standing
hard to
directly.
see.
He's not standing directly behind the plate.
Right.
He's off to the side a little bit.
Yeah. But again, this falls back to
It was inconsistent for sure.
but like that's not a strike. But Austin does the right thing.
Yep.
He goes, he gets his bat, laughs about it. He's not yelling at the umpire. He's not
No,
causing a
if
scene.
anything, I guarantee you what he's saying is like, "Oh, come on, Blue, that can't be a strike," and then just laughing it off.
Yeah, but
But then right back to it, I'm going to start my bat again.
sure.
I think he does make this. He does make it out though.
Yeah, he does. He hit that ball well though.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, it's just a prime situation of you can look at an umpire and you know he very casually mentioned the fact he didn't like the call. He didn't yell at anybody. He got his point across like, hey,
Yep.
that's close, Blue.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, everybody knows how to say things like that without just coming across as an absolute asshole.
What I like to do too is when I'm catching a lot too is like after the inning's over, he may have time to digest what had happened. I'll be like, so what did you see there? Was it this? Was it that? And like maybe by then he's had time to collect his thoughts. And sometimes he'll say, you know what, this is what I saw, but I may have missed it, or it could have gone this way.
Yeah, and see,
Which is fine. I'd rather, and I'm not. I will take that feedback. I'd rather have them say that after the fact because then I feel like they're holding themselves accountable, in just by thinking maybe they could have got it wrong, and they'll try to do better the next time. But being belligerent, like what happened in the conference game, or just throwing insults and stuff like that, it's never going to help you in the long run.
And the thing about that conference game too is take that reaction from that game and put it onto the field that we were just watching, and that guy doesn't get 5 minutes into his yelling and he is in the parking lot.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the other thing that kind of
Yep.
blows my mind is how some of those players treat those conference umpires.
Yeah.
Again, never going to be there, never been there.
Yeah. Well, we can have a conversation with Odell all day about umpiring and refereeing. Nowadays, I give them all the credit in the world for doing it because the parents that take things too seriously and players who take things too seriously has gotten out of hand over the last decade, I would say, to where there are not a lot of umpires available or good ones.
No, no question at all. I would completely agree with that. Like you're talking, like I umpired. I've talked about it a couple of times on the podcast. I umpired Little League baseball for a couple of summers, and just brutal. I mean, the where I was umpiring at, these parents pay good. I'm talking thousands of dollars per summer for their kids to be part of these what you may call organizations
or select teams, or whatever.
Right. Star Path Baseball Club and all this other stuff, which is
that's another problem. The cost is another problem.
Yeah, oh yeah, and I understand that those parents are paying hard-earned money and they want to see the best for their kids, but yelling at umpires doesn't teach the kids anything other than you can yell at umpires when something goes wrong.
Yeah, it only teaches negative things.
Right. Instead of saying, hey, let's go get him next time, or hey, next time let's make sure we hit to not leave it in the umpire's hands, just like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a million different things you could build on from that other than, yelling at someone to make the situation try to be a different outcome.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really my main grind my gear thing. The only other thing which I just thought of was like players who don't recognize their role. But I'm gonna say it in the fact of I was a role player this past weekend as a pinch hitter. Sure, that isn't always a great feeling, but people put in that situation need to understand it's for the betterment of the team, or at least what whoever's running the team thinks is for the best. So suck up your pride and go for it and do what's asked of you. If you're doing it, if you at least do what's asked of you and you succeed, what's there to complain about?
No.
If you didn't succeed, then it's on you because you didn't step up to the plate and do what was asked of you.
Right, and then that in turn is going to result in your number not being called.
Exactly.
In a different
You're not
situation.
going to be trusted to do it next time. So
Right.
I was put in the situation of being a pitch hitter. I did well this weekend. Sure, I only got 7 at bats, but I was 5 for 7, so great.
Sure. And your outs your outs were I'm assuming hard outs. Usually when you're locked in like that, your outs are hard outs.
Maybe one. I know I did swing and foul tip it. They put down a K in the book.
All those bastards.
But I was forced to strike it. I was forced to swing it at a bad strike. I like to watch pitches, but I'm a bad 2-strike hitter, so it's a bad combination all around.
Hey, we've all been there.
Right.
It's like a pitcher you're not comfortable seeing something off of, or he's throwing something you don't like, and it's like, all right, so
Yeah.
I'll get the next one. The next one's the same pitch as the last one, and you're kind of like, damn, okay.
Yeah. So our back to the umpire part, I just reminded myself, like if I wrote these things down, it'd be better. So complaining to the umpire. So our games on Sunday, we played Chad's team. We beat them. And then the next team we had to play was Green Machine, which we had watched them earlier the day before, and they were hitting the ball well. But for whatever reason, another day, early game, people are different. Who knows if they partied or not the night before. They came out extremely flat, and then they just started complaining about the strike zone. Well, that's a perfect NSA pitch, or I know this game is recorded. I'm going to show this back to you after the game.
Oh, man.
None of those comments help you. So, I told some of our teammates when things went bad for ourselves, I was like, don't say anything to the umpire. Don't say anything to the other team. They are already fighting with the umpire. This game is over.
Yeah. I mean, and don't you dare. If I'm a teammate to somebody saying that stuff, I'm going to try and curb that a little bit. But
absolutely.
If I'm running that team, if I am the coach, the representative, the manager, whatever you call it, for that team, and my players are saying things like, I'm going to show you after the game, this game's being recorded, I'm going to show this to whoever, go shut up.
What's that going to do?
Leave.
Right. What is that going to do? Make him think, ooh, I better tighten up my strike zone. If anything, that's what's going to happen. You're going to tighten it up, it's going to get worse for you.
Pardon my French, bad word incoming in 3, 2, 1, but he's going to tell you to go fuck yourself. I mean, that's exactly what I would do if I was an umpire. Let's ask Chris Odell what he would do.
Oh, yeah. It was just funny. The first 2 games that day, there were moments that I sat there and thought, I was like, this game is over. We're winning. The first game is they ran out of home runs in the second inning. This game's over.
Yeah.
And we used our home runs wisely, and we walked it off with a solo.
Yeah, you always do. We know.
No, not me. I mean, us as a team. We had not hit any home runs, I think, the entire first game. But Sunday we used them. And then that game, when they started complaining with the umpire, I was like, this game's over. There's no way they're going to come out of this.
No, not a chance. You pretty much seal your own fate at that point.
Yeah. And so, unless you're 10 running a team, those are good moments to feel like, yeah, we got this game in the bag.
Yeah, but even then, if you're 10 running a team, here's the other aspect of that is, you're probably not arguing with the umpire either.
Yeah. Right.
People only want to argue when stuff's not going their way.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. Don't even get me started.
I kind of wish Chad would come, or at least because if I remembered the stories he was telling us about how their games were going, there were a bunch of games that they scored a lot of runs, and then they were talking about one game. It was bottom of the 7th. The other team had bases loaded, I think, or at least runners in scoring position, and all they had to do was hit a fly ball, and they didn't. They ended up doubling somebody off. They went to the 8th, and then had a chance to walk it off. It was just very odd. I don't know. I don't remember all the specific details, but it was just odd. I sat there and I was like, I don't think I've ever been in a game where that's how it ended. You're almost assured you're going to end this game and you're going to be done, and then it turns around and ends up in your favor, and you win because the other team just couldn't get a run in by hitting a fly ball.
Right. Now you got to, deal with the repercussions of you acting like a clown.
Right.
That umpire is not going to forget that.
Right.
It's just absolutely crazy to me that people can justify acting that way on a ball field. I've never ever understood it.
But anyway, good overall weekend, though. We got fourth. Unfortunately, we fell flat in the last game. Our 1 and 2 hitters, who had been double machines all weekend, struggled in the last game. Roach and I were talking after the fact because he was sick and couldn't make the tournament, but he was watching the games. So I hit a 3-run home run to get the game back to 14-12, and we had 12 runs. But I thought like, okay, now we're getting the momentum. Now we're going to put it together and we're going to win this game. And we came back. I think we went 1-2-3 after that or something.
Yeah,
came out a little flat, and then they just added more, and we were just done.
Yeah, that's always a tough situation to be in too. Is like you feel like the momentum might be swinging, and then you just kind of stumble and fall on your face. That's the absolute worst.
Yep. Yeah, and then we lost the guy, the center fielder, popped his hammy.
Oof.
That's never good.
No, that's never a good situation to be in.
We have never made it out of that 35 and up World Series with nobody getting hurt.
Really?
Guaranteed people get hurt every tournament.
It's like you guys are getting old or something.
Right.
That's funny.
But it's always a blast. I've mentioned, playing 35 and up before on the podcast. Like,
yeah,
I hope the people that are younger look forward to it, because it's still competitive, but without a lot of the BS and drama. It kind of reminds you of when you first started playing. It kind of invigorates you a little bit.
Yeah, and the cool thing about playing against you guys over the last couple of years while you've had this team, like you'll take your 35 and over team and go play against the kids. Oh
yeah, we won NSA silver last year.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me.
Everybody was 35 and up except for 2 people.
Yeah, and it's seriously, but it's things like that. Like you play against, when it comes to playing against you guys, it's like there's never drama, there's never anybody whining, there's never yelling. There's never stuff getting stirred up because, like, you guys are just there to play the game. You're all mature adults. You're not there trying to alpha male each other. You're 35 years old, at least. You've been playing the game for however long. You understand your role. You just, like, the checks and balances are in place, you know?
Fun is the main outcome.
Yeah, and when you're having fun, what do? You win.
Yeah.
It's something like I'm kind of looking forward to it. I tell you what I'm really looking forward to is in a few years when he gets swing senior bats.
I can do that now.
Yeah,
I turned 40 this year, so technically I could play 40.
Yeah, see, and that's that makes me jealous. I know that for sure. Because I've been swinging. So are you playing anything for the rest of the year that would require you to swing a senior bat?
No, I'm done.
No, okay.
Well, unless the tournament I'm playing with you in November.
Well, I thought you weren't playing.
I thought I was playing.
Well, you told me you weren't because of the dog.
Oh, boy. No, that's fine. That's cool. It's too cold anyway.
No. I'm going to pull this up right now. We're going to have this. I'll hatch this out with you when we play Warzone here in a minute.
Hey, they're talking about in the chat who doesn't play a 5-man infield. You'd be surprised how certain teams will switch to a 4-man and completely mindfuck another team.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And especially with 35 and up, you kind of have to deploy a 4-man every now and then just to save some legs.
Sure. And the other thing, too, is like maybe it's a deal where just the personnel you have is more comfortable playing a 4-man, really.
Yeah.
I mean, playing with some of these younger kids with this Tri-Lake shootout team that we had this year, there was times where we looked really good in a 5-man, and then there was times where we were just way better in a 4-man, whether it be, guys don't really understand the swing position to play in the middle, or, the outfielders just aren't clicking and getting it done with 3 guys out there. Whatever the situation is, we actually ended up playing D-State for ASA and spent most of the day in a 4-man, and they played and made a hell of a run on Sunday playing a 4-man. So it's just one of those things, like, you also got to do what you're comfortable with too. 5-man is obviously preferred, but when the situation calls for it, you do have to go with a 4-man given current situations and circumstances.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely certain teams that can't hit in a 4-man, and if you know them well enough, you start that way. It's pretty fun.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I don't know about 5-man in league though. That's kind of.
Yeah, I think it just depends on who you got. I mean, there's.
Yeah, I mean, if it's championship and you got to do that, then go for it, I guess. But we usually play with 9 or we're playing a 4-man outfield.
So
play with 9, and that's when knees get hurt.
So do you feel like showing up to league and playing a 5-man is like tryhard status?
Yeah, absolutely.
What if it's a group of tournament players and they're used to playing a 5-man?
League is for at bats.
So I had this discussion.
It's glorified BP.
I had this discussion with Brian the other day, in passing at work. Sometimes league is all people have.
True.
So obviously that doesn't coincide with the argument that I just made with the tournament player thing, but sometimes league is all people have. So they show up and they are competitive. Some are overly competitive. But at the end of the day, it's still the fact of the matter of I am guilty of it as well, is kind of making fun of league players that try really hard, but maybe they can't go play on the weekends. Maybe they're working. Maybe they got family stuff going on that they can't, and that's their chance to get out and compete. Like, you also got to keep that in mind too.
I'm not saying you shouldn't try. I'm just saying you're playing. League is typically not tournament players, or the majority are not tournament players. So you play standard, straight up softball and 4-man outfield, and everybody competes. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like playing a 5-man league is kind of bush, but unless the other team's doing it. If the other team's doing it, then it's all hands on deck. You do what you got to do.
Yeah. So our Tuesday league we used to have here in Columbia, when it was super competitive, it was basically just tournament teams playing league. I mean, we were as far as like, it's basically a Saturday on a Tuesday, middle shots, 5-mans, the whole 9 yards. I mean, it's Saturday on a Tuesday. It was a fun league for a little while, but how serious it got old after a while. I will say that.
Yeah, I'll say it depends on the competition.
Yeah, and that's
like
also
you should know who you're playing against.
Well, yeah. Right.
Yeah, know who you're playing against. Like, so Tuesday, I kind of did something I thought was silly, but I did it anyway. But so the team we're playing against, it's this Tuesday night league team it's ASA bats. I believe we're hitting 52 300s. I thought at one point we're hitting NSA 52 275s, but it's kind of a weird field. Doubles in left field. It's like 278 in right field. And this team we're absolutely spanking them. And I hear them making comments like, "Are you guys sure you're in the right league or whatever?"
I hate that.
Yeah. So I'm like, "Oh, try to make us feel bad for you," which I kind of did. So I was hitting balls deep. They just kept going back to the fence. I finally hit one over, and he's like, "Oh, it was a matter of time." I'm like, "What do you want me to do? Go backside on you?"
Yeah, I mean, just
or hit somebody. I'm not trying to hit. I'm not trying to get anybody hurt.
I mean, rip your pitcher's lips off real quick, or
right. So like they're getting absolutely spanked. We're about ready to 10-run them. They hadn't scored a run, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let them score. Granted, one person can't make all that happen.
Sure.
So I'm standing on first, and I literally stand directly next to first, just in hopes that something would happen to where I could just drop the ball.
Yeah.
So in hindsight, it was like I should have stayed away from the bag and then made it look like I was making an effort to get to the bag and missed it. But I was literally standing on first, so shortstop gets the ball, throws an absolute missile to me, which was hard to drop. It was that good of a throw. But I let it hit my glove and I let it drop.
You asshole.
So this team gets fired up and they're like, "Yeah, we got a hit."
Okay, all right. So I mean, I guess if the reaction from
them
them was good.
Yeah. So I'm like, it's good, whatever. Probably if I told them what happened, it would probably be bad. But then they get a couple legitimate hits after the fact.
Sure.
The person I let on base scores first. So like, okay, cool. They score 3 runs. I was like, all right, now we can try. We let them run. We let them score a little bit. Let's play normal. And I told the guys after the fact, I told them what happened. They got mad at me, obviously, but
they'll be fine.
I was like, I kind of felt bad, but It is what it is.
Yeah, they'll get over it.
I felt like a dick
No,
for doing what I did.
But it's funny you mentioned things like that. So we were playing league this summer, and playing against this team, they had like some kind of like Rawlings Velo BB Core baseball bat, and something else. I don't even remember what. Some kind of fast pitch bat. I mean, they were just a lot. They were just a bunch of frat. Yeah, they're just a bunch of frat boys, and the guy on our team's like, guys, like you're not even using good bats. Like, that's a baseball bat.
Ours.
Yeah. Well, he did. He went over and took him a 17 Wegman with like 9,000 hits on it. And dude, they just started like everything was a bunch of baseball players, so everything's just a missile off the bat. They're blasting gaps, smashing balls through the infield. And we all look at J Ray like, dude, what did you just do? So we ended up.
I've done it before.
Willie ended up winning the game by like 4 or 5 runs. And at one point, we were walking off the field in like the 6th inning. I turned around and looked at him. I said, "If we lose this game, it's your fault, and we're putting it on the scorecard before we turn it into the league."
That's funny. Yeah, we've had situations where like the team will show up and they'll have metal bats or whatever. I'm like, I kind of feel bad. Hey, you guys can feel free to use whatever we got if you want. We'll throw them behind the umpire.
Yeah.
If you want to use it, or they'll be using like what was the reissue booger?
Oh yeah.
In an ASA league, I'm like, it's really not an advantage, but
yeah, it's one of those tough situations.
But like, I'm like, Mr. Bat Rule guy, like, all right, guys, follow the rules at least.
Yeah. That's the one thing that's nice about Columbia is
they had Easton Hammers.
Yeah, that's the one thing.
And
that's
a
nice.
Cyclone.
That's the one thing that's nice about Columbia is you do have the luxury of really no bat rule besides no seniors. So
right. Yeah, well, this being a short field, I can understand why they wouldn't do that. But it's technically St. Louis City League, so we don't have the privilege of having the Missouri State rule where you can use anything in ASA.
Right, and I know Gio's not in here tonight, and his dad.
He'll be commenting later.
Yeah, he will. He will. He will. He'll be commenting tomorrow while he's catching up at work. And obviously his dad doesn't listen to this, but congratulations to his dad for getting inducted into the St. Louis Slow Pitch Softball Hall of Fame. Right? Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's super impressive. His dad is a very successful senior player in his day. I mean, I think he's still playing a little bit of senior ball, but he is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so congratulations to his dad and him for that matter. That's cool. Like to be able to say, "Hey, my dad is in the St. Louis Softball Hall of Fame." Like, suck it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, his dad. I've met him a handful of times over the years, and he's a super nice guy. Very knowledgeable. He talked to him about softball stuff, obviously because he's been around the block.
Sure.
But yeah, I saw that Gio had posted that, and I'm sure Gio winning 40 Worlds was good for his dad to experience as well.
Proud dad moment.
I'm sure he was there. Yeah, definitely a proud dad moment.
Yeah. Well, that's super cool. Congratulations to Gio for winning that. Congratulations to his dad for his induction into the Softball Hall of Fame. Congratulations to you guys for stopping in and checking out this podcast. Don't forget, this is the last week for the podcast to be on this channel. It'll be rolling over to the new channel next week. Posted that on this YouTube page and on Facebook as well. So we're going to catch you guys at 9 o'clock Central Time next week. You got anything to say before we go? I know I'm kind of cutting it off here, but we got Warzone. We got Warzone to play before I go to bed.
Yeah, a little bit. Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hopefully you get rained out next week.
Congratulations! Somebody had a addition to the family. I forget who it was, but
Softball Paul.
Congratulate him also. Yeah, Softball Paul. Congratulations.
Yeah, hey, go and check out his channel too. He's trying to get the YouTube thing started here. Super good dude, my man Paul. So go over and check out his channel as well. And thanks for stopping in. Catch you on the next channel next week. Swing hard in case you hit it. BP Hero. Catch you next time.